You all know him as Emmett's dad, okay? And it's Mr. Rolondo Boyce. I'm gonna bring him on in. You know him as Darnell. And without further ado, all right. Thanks for joining the show. I appreciate you.
Oh, for sure. What's happening, Jay?
Hey, nothing much. Hey, I'm just hanging in here. I'm glad you stopped by.
Absolutely.
Oh, no problem, man. My channel, I do reviews for movies, TV shows, and one of my biggest shows I do is The Shy. And me and my fans, we all love your work, love the show, and we all happy to have you, man.
Oh, that's love, man. That's love. I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much, man. It's a lot of fun. I love being on the show, man.
Oh, definitely. Now, before we get into talking about The Shy, just a little bit of background about you, like where you come from, what your experiences was growing up.
Yeah, I'm from Chicago, born and raised on the South Side, all over the South Side. You know how people bounce around, man. But I grew up like on the low end, like around in Lake Meadows, like 34th and Cottage. Stayed like on 66 and Eberhard and, South Shore Drive, all over High Park, all over the place, man. So that's where I grew up. I went to high school out there. Then I went away to college in Texas Southern University. I didn't actually study acting when I went to school. I was thought I was going to be a pharmacist. Started doing pre-pharmacy until I realized I couldn't stay in science. So then I was just bouncing around, man, trying to figure things out. I actually joined the reserves. I was part of the Gulf War back in the 90s. And after I came back from there and just trying to figure out my life, that's when acting kind of came into my life, and it was just a bug, man. Once I hit that bug, I knew that there was nothing else I could do,
Right. That's cool, man. That's what's up. Touching back, you say you was in the Gulf War. What was that like? Desert Storm at time? What was that like?
Yeah. Oh man, I was a kid, man. I was like 20 years old, so I was probably one of the youngest in my unit. Being that it was a war, it was a war, but with the situations, I mean, it could have been Vietnam, could have been, Afghan, it could have been something different. And actually that war was pretty quick. You know what I mean? We was kind of we was out in like a couple of months. And once I got back, I was like, yeah, I'm done with this. I can't keep going through this no more. Cause even at 20 years old, I was like, I don't think this is going to be over with.
Yeah. I mean, movies and things make it look exciting, but when you're there, hey, this ain't a game.
It ain't no game at all.
Yeah, right. My dad was actually in the Marines in Vietnam era, so he loved it, but at the same time, he was real with it. So although he wanted me to do it, the realness stuck out too much. Where I'm like, let me see what else is out
here. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, there's a lot of. Look, every different strokes for different folks. Some people are in it and they love it and that's their thing. It's just I knew I had a different calling, so that's what it was.
Right. I understand. So, you say when you got back, the acting bug got you. What really? How did it get you? What made you decide? Oh man, this might be something.
Well, you know what? I remember like. I think it was something always in the back of my head, and I would see movies, and I'd be like, "Man, I think I can do that." Just a couple of movies that really, do the right thing, and Malcolm X, and one that I'm really fond of with Sean Penn, Dead Man Walking. Just some of the movies that I saw, I was feeling, moved from it, and I was like, man, I want to be able to move people through doing that, and I was living in Houston at the time, so I was like, well, I don't see how that can happen. Then I was married. I was married before. I'm married now, but I was married before, and we got separated. And I moved back to Chicago, and I started waiting tables, and I met someone there, and she was acting, and I was like, oh man, I always thought about that. And she was like, well, you should do it. I was like, I should do it. She was like, yeah. I was like, well, how do I do that? She was like, just take some classes, get you some pictures, learn a monologue, start audition. I was like, that's it. And she was like, yeah, to get started. And I was like, you know what? Let me give it a try. And once I did, man, that was it. And I wanted to learn, through the theater. I wasn't actually even thinking about TV and film at the time because all the actors that I appreciate and love came up through the theater. So I wanted to learn how to do that. And I had that theater bug, and I was doing theater in Chicago for maybe about 10 years before I did any TV and film. And the reward is, that I can do it, and I have the the training to do anything now.
Yeah, man, that's great, man. I appreciate you telling me that, because not only me, but I'm sure other people, see stuff and probably think that. But then, we always talk ourselves out of stuff, more than anything. Everybody, we always harder on ourselves, discourage ourselves. And so I appreciate that, because, you saw it, you had the courage to go for it, and look at you now, so
Yeah,
everything that people do start in the mind first,
you're absolutely right.
So
You're absolutely right. And we do sometimes talk. And I think, you know what? It's funny you bring that up because I remember when I was thinking about doing it, and I was probably around 25, 26, something like that. And I was scared to tell anyone, because also because growing up around me, I didn't know nobody who was acting. It wasn't nobody I could lean on or try and get some advice from or anything like that. And I remember telling my best friend, and I told him, and I was expecting, just like a crack or something like, man, get out of here, you can't do that shit. And he was, he just said, hey, man, go for it, man, go ahead and do it. And once he said that, it was just like, I mean, I didn't need anything else from anybody else. If he was like, you should just do it, and I was like, man, hell yeah, let me go ahead and give it a shot, man. And that was it. And there's been some people, close friends of mine who, been coming to see my shows and things like that ever since I was, started at ETA on the South Side, and been in my corner ever since.
man, that's dope, man. That's great, man. Yeah. So yeah, man, y'all out there listening, you may be that one person, like in that one, he needed just that one. You may be that one. So, always stay positive. You never know when you may be saying that one thing to that one person that may click.
Exactly. Yeah, just give
Yeah,
them, stay positive. Be
yeah,
positive towards them, and give it
definitely.
a shot. You can always, I rather, all that coulda, woulda, shoulda. Just give it a shot. If you feel like you want to try and do it, do it. But it's, some people may, not with just acting, but anything. It's not. Do it all for the right reasons. You know,
Right.
don't do it for the money, or don't do it for the fame and like that, because that could happen. It could not happen. Do it because you want to do it. And like I said, for me, I wanted to do theater. If I would made it on a TV show or something like that, I wasn't even thinking about that. I just wanted to. I like the being able to hit the audience, and afterwards, you can see and feel from an audience member that you've moved them. That's the beauty of this business that we're in. Um, but to think that, it was a quote that you can look it up. It's Don Cheadle was asked. I can't remember what interview he was on, but someone asked him. He was referring to how sometimes people come up to him and say, um, you know, I want to be an actor. And he's like, well, do you want to be an actor, or do you want to be a celebrity? Because if you want to be an actor, you can, are you reading some scripts? Are you taking some classes? Are you, getting together with people? That's all acting. He said, but if you're thinking that you just want to, get on the TV show or get on a movie, he said the two things are going to happen. Is either you're going to get there and they're going to realize you have nothing to back it up, or it's not going to last. So it's always doing it for the right reason.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. Then